Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Shinkkchou Seihou S.H.Figuarts Kamen Rider Baron Banana Arms. Now, it's crazy that we've come to this point now where we are like almost a decade into writer stuff and things like that. But what's really wild about this, right, is that Baron started off as a character I hated, but ended up becoming my favorite character by the end of the show. So it's ironic as hell that we're sitting here talking about your boy Banana. So yeah, Banana. Potassium, baby. Now, it's crazy because just like with Kamen, we have our arms change gimmick, but there's something a little different about him that I'm gonna point out. It's like, one, they didn't add rotation here to the banana arms. They actually kept it accurate to what it is, just up and down on the flaps, which is kind of crazy. But also, it's just the idea that Baron is just, I don't know, it's just something a little different about Baron that I like. One of the other things is that they decided not to keep the candy red. But photography-wise, this red really does light up very, very nicely. It's actually kind of crazy how good it lights up. And I just didn't expect that. Articulation-wise, we do have a lot of great points, but one downside is that there is no tab here in the back. So your armor kind of flies around wildly in the back. But again, it is accurate. So it's one of those things I'm like, how do you kind of like hate on that when they've like kept that accuracy of it? We still have our belt, which we can use. See ya, right? We have our Baron motif here, our insignia. Articulation-wise, after we lift up our banana peels, we can see that we still get full-on articulation here. We have a rotation here within the arm. We have our beautiful bicep swivel, both on the joint and on the arm. And we have a beautiful double joint, and I do mean a beautiful double joint. We also have gauntlet swivel, which I thought was a beautiful addition for Baron, especially when you want to make it look really good. We have a beautiful head articulation. As you can see here, there's nothing really hindered for the design. It actually slides in very nicely along with the armor motif. Articulation in the waist is utterly beautiful. So that means those crouching designs, especially for those of you like myself, if you like Baron Lemon energy, it's perfect, right? We have a beautiful double joint. We have a thigh swivel. No drop down, but there isn't any sort of hindrance that I know of just yet. As you can see, I fixed that knee, because it will bunch just a bit. So actually what you do is lift a little forward. We have generous ankle pivot. I'm talking like beautiful, beautiful ankle pivot. A toe hinge as well. And as we know, we're gonna get into one of my favorite stances. And this is because this is mostly a rider-like stance. As you can see here, as they prep themselves, right? Feet flat, crouched perfectly. This is that suit actor kind of stance. Looks really, really good. Even with our banana flaps up, we can slightly put them down. But if you want, you can mess around with a little bit. They gave you a lot of room for like movement here. And I do really enjoy that kind of design. So it's really, really cool. You can also still do rider kicks. As you can see, we can still do our Baron rider kick. We actually need to get those arms out though. So yeah, look at that. And unimpressed and unbothered as usual, your boy Baron is giving it up nicely, right? Then we have, I don't know, something about this just really feels spectacular. One of the other cool things is going to be our arms change gimmick, which we're going to get into with the accessories as well, because I got to break out Kamen soon so we can show you that. So yeah, let's talk about our accessories, because then we'll do the arms change next. So accessory wise, because I actually left them here ever so nicely in the tray. So actually I can't do it that way because they all fell out. So one of the cool things that we're talking about is we will get the arms change plate face. And this is okay, new camera. So that was a little weird that it even did that placement wise. Don't know what just happened. But we get a different faceplate. This is going to be for the orange arms. So you'll get a different faceplate here to help you with that. Here's that plate to go in there as well for it. And we're gonna discuss that in the arm change in a second. Next, you're gonna get Baron's weapon, the banana spear. Or in this case, I call it the potassium spear. Love this thing. We have our little trigger here for it. This thing looks utterly beautiful. This is just as good as the other one, and I think it's slightly bigger. I have to find out with my old one. It's here in the background somewhere. What's really cool is that it's an all-in-one gimmick for the banana spear. One thing they kind of don't show you is that you can actually pop out that piece and make it the short jousting version before he elongates it, just like in the actual show. So that's really, really cool that they get to do that. And then if you want, you can pop it right back in and handle it, of course, accordingly. But that's also really cool. Next up, you will get a closed version of the banana lock seat. Right? And now we're going to talk about our slew of hands. A few of them fell out, so I'm going to have to find them in a second. We'll go over that. Here we are with our closed fist. Bananaed up and ready. One of the fists that closed and fell down, but I will find it shortly. And here we are with our item holding hands for the banana spear. It has a slight trigger there. You actually get 2 of these, but I dropped it just now, so my fault, right? Next up, we are going to go with the extra trigger hands. These ones are more so for the idea of holding it ever so slightly. I also am going to use these for the Rose Attacker. As you can see, they have that opening for the spear hand as well too. These are really, really nice. Next up, you'll get another set of open action hands. These ones seems a little bit more relaxed, as those ones seem more actiony. And last but not least, you will get a lock seed holding hand, or in this case, like the cupping hand. You can also use this for the banana spear as well. In my opinion, I'm going to use this for the banana spear. Now, I'm going to find another hand so I can show you, and then we'll go over the arms change. I'll see you guys in a sec. All right, so weirdly enough, my phone has a new feature where you can pause the recording. So all-in-ones are back, baby. What's really cool is, right, I found the hand. Here we are with that other hand. Let's fix my focus. Still learning some new things on this. So as you can see, we have the both item holding hands. Now, those other item holding hands I told you about are actually so you can hold the other ones for like Gaim. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that right now. I'm gonna take Gaim out and we're gonna do an arms change, like a live straight up arms change. I'm going to try to get the parts so we can swap them both and talk about it. This is gonna be a really cool thing too, because you know, it's just not something you get to see and do often. So I like that we are now living in the age where the gimmicks from our shows can be recreated. So with that being said, here is Gaim being Gaim. Doo-doo, be-doo, right? We're going to gently move his headpiece. And I want to walk you guys through it because I don't want to get it wrong. Right? But look, we can pop it off. We have our bare body here. We're going to do the same for Baron. Banana. Oop. Make sure I'm peeling it off correctly. There we go. See? And it's cool because they latch on here at the top. But we also have things like this where we gently move out our pieces on our plates. Whoop. And this is where it gets a little tough for me because I don't really have nails. So what I am going to do, no, I don't need to pause it. As you can see here, we have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it, right? So there we go. This is supposed to swap around with this, but honestly, I can't get it out because I don't have any sort of nail, so I'm gonna have to do that. So in the meantime, we're gonna swap around Baron. And he might be trouble for me too because I don't have any nails. So I gotta find my tweezers. Here we go. So we're gonna do Barons, swap them out. Slowly and surely, whoop. There we go. So we gently lift it out. Then now we are going to slide in the orange part, which sounds crazy, right? Because, right, you just slop it off. My wife just scared the living crap out of me. Then we're gonna swap on our front piece. And oh, we have our orange arms here, which I'm not gonna swap out the lock seats for obvious reasons, but good example being, you sit the torso on top, We fit the orange back here. Ooh, is it fit that way? No. Did I fit it right? But it's supposed to fit, and I am doing this all wrong, strictly because I'm a little freaked out by getting parts. But as you can see here, we actually can arms change. Which, like I said, this is a beautiful gimmick. I love that we can do this now. But I'm gonna do a little bit more research because I've messed it up myself. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna do a little research, get it right, because I wanna make sure it's right for you guys. All right, so now we're back. Couple things had it. So I needed to swap around this front plate because you will get an extra plate that allows for swapping. But as you can see, these guys actually look really good in each other's arms change. Like really, really good. And I love this gimmick. I hope it continues. I already pre-ordered the other sets. This is like a big deal for me. So it does look really, really phenomenal to see how these guys work with the arms change. Now, I was a little nervous before, but I can confidently say the gimmick works great. It looks really good on each other. Most importantly, once you get adjusted to the swaps, and most importantly, matching the tabs, that's actually really important to make sure you match the proper tabbing pieces. And once you do that, you're all good. Now, no wobbly pieces either. Like, as you can see, the only thing is going to be this back part, but everything else is going to fit into place really, really good. Now, with this arm change, one thing I do want to say is that Baron does have a slightly better arm articulation because he doesn't have the frills that Gaim has on his blue armor. So he has slightly better arm articulation. But that's Kaito for you. It looks really solid. I can't wait for the mango arms. Like, bruh, it's about to go down in weapons town. But yeah. Also, side note, I do realize the all-in-ones can be disoriented if you're new here. So you may not remember that, or you may not be used to it. So I'm going to break it down the classic format, even though now I can do them all in one again, which is utterly fantastic. But yes, man, I got to say, utterly good. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to take him and put him back in his banana arms off camera. We're going to jump into the size comparison. I'll see you guys in a bit. All right. Now we're going to jump into the size comparison. You already saw he looked like next to Gaim, which is great. So we saw that. But when you compare him to the old one, just like I did with Gaim, the old Baron, you will see that we have come a long way in the time that we have done these guys. And he used the metallic red paint. I actually love that metallic red. As you can see, it comes out really good looking here. It does look really nice. But I do like this bright red, but I really wish it would have been metallic. So that's the one thing I gotta say I still like about this one. But as you can see, as far as proportions, this guy does look indeed a lot better. Proportion-wise, he looks and feels out just a lot better. So I'm here for it. I enjoy it. Like, say no more from me. You got it sold. But I will say this, Kamen Rider Peach, I really do hope that we get an upgrade on her. She was nice for what we got back then, but she does hold up a little well as far as size-wise. Proportion-wise, I think she's looking a little thin, but yeah, you can still pair her with Baron. So I'm going to take her away now. Her shoulder pad just fell off, I think. So, so real quick, though, we're going to show them next to other stuff. So here we are with a Reiwa rider, that being Kamen Rider Saber. This is the Tamashii Soy exclusive one, if you're wondering why it's metallic. And as you can see with Reiwa, these guys are still a little bit smaller than them, but they scale out pretty well. Against another Shinkkchou Seihou that's not the Gaim line is Kamen Rider Kuga Titan form, or should I say Rising Titan form. And as you can see, we kind of know what we're getting into size-wise. Like we are available, we know what we're getting into. As I take these guys away and we try some other stuff, right? Who am I if I didn't try to put my guy in? Kamen Rider Drive, one of my top 5 dead or alives. Just him and your boy Kuga out here running things. And now we're also up on an anniversary for him. And it's crazy because for back then, he was still one of the taller riders. And he still kind of stacks up okay as an older figure. So that's pretty cool. Next up, we're going to do some domestic lines. Here we are with a Mythic Legion Shadow Orc. A personal favorite of mine. I just love the color of Shadow Orcs. Also a Lord of the Rings thing. These guys would look really good when paired up with them. If you want to try, here's some military figures. Here we are with the G.I. Joe Classified Stalker. So as you can see, they're still smaller in terms of domestic figures, but you can finagle it with some action shots. You can really know what you're getting into. And last but not least, I'm going to pair with my main man, Ichigo. because the little boys didn't make an appearance in the background. I'm too busy like enjoying stuff and changing dials, so my bad. So there you have it, right? But most of all, I do hope that you guys have been enjoying the videos. I'm gonna try the new all-in-one format all over again. Well, it's not new. What's old is new. So I'm gonna try my all-in-one format that I used to do all the time. I'm gonna try to get back to that. But real quick though, before we go, one last thing. Here is the Rose Attacker. Now this guy will look good in photos, but just like with Gaim, they're gonna seem a little big on these. Like they can't sit perfect, so you gotta make sure you do action shots with them or like finagle angles because they're gonna look a little big on them. So as always, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I do want to say, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Say something nice there. And if you don't have nothing nice to say, move on.
I'll beat you up.
So as always, guys, thank you so much. So please be good to yourself, be good to others. And as always, please be good, do good, drink your water. Later.